Inflation soaring to a 40-year high, now at 8.5%. This is expected to be a very big campaign issue for certain. James Freeman, assistant editor at the Wall Street Journal, poses the question, will politicians be held accountable? He's also a Fox News contributor. So what's the answer to that question?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we're now at a point where this is the issue of this election season, especially after getting that awful 8.5% reading yesterday, as you said, the worst in 40 years. So it's not too late for Democrats to change course and for the Federal Reserve to be helpful. But we're getting close to a point where I think the political reckoning for the party in power is inevitable.
Mm-hmm. Well, or you could blame Putin.
You could try that. And
Here's a snapshot of that just from yesterday. Watch.
No mistake, inflation is largely the fault of Putin. Big reason for inflation is Vladimir Putin. The current spike in gas prices is largely the fault of Vladimir Putin. It has nothing to do with the American Rescue Plan. Putin's invasion of Ukraine has driven up gas prices and food prices.
So pick your target.
Yeah, I think that argument works until you look at the chart and you see how right at the start of the Biden administration, inflation started to rise. And he mentioned the American Rescue Plan, and we recall last March 2021, Democrats, former Obama economic advisors were telling him, do not enact this plan. It's a lot more spending. It's just going to fuel demand. We have a budding inflation problem. Don't do it. He ignored that advice. And so now he's attempting to rewrite history and pretend that Vlad the Impaler created all this.
You know how some people get over-caffeinated? I think the administration is over-communicated on some things. Like when President Biden himself is saying Putin price hike over and over again. Like, no, the president doesn't need to say that. You can do that in your materials or in your tweets. Yeah. But the president of the United States needs to explain, not be like it's not a rallying cry. Putin price hikes is not going to work. The other thing is, I thought Greg Gutfeld made an excellent point yesterday. So the media, everybody makes choices, including us, right? But for example, the Hunter Biden laptop story, that got buried. The southern border, Bill Malugin and I spoke this weekend before I did Fox News Sunday. He said he hasn't seen another network on the border since last fall. So you can hide that story from a lot of people. You cannot hide inflation from anybody because you go to the grocery store every day. And when you have moms who are dreading going to the grocery store every day because they know what they're about to face, then you can't hide it. And that's why it's going to hurt them all across the board, all across the country.
Yeah, it's so painful. And America's essentially gotten a pay cut of 2.7% over the last year. So wages have gone up. It's a tight labor market, but the price surge takes away those gains and then some. So we're all a little poorer each month that this grinds on. And as you said, you can't hide it. You look in the meat aisle, 15% over the last year. Gasoline prices obviously surging. So it's, yes, and this is, you look back, we keep talking about these 40-year comparisons. Well, what happened 40 years ago? Ronald Reagan was president, and the reason he was president, a big part of the reason was in that 1980 election, inflation was the big issue. And it led to a lot of surprising results. People didn't think he'd win as big as he did, but even in liberal jurisdictions, inflation, energy were the big issues.
Thank you, James. Nice to see you.
Looking forward to your column. And good luck to Jane in her lacrosse game.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. All right.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.